Probably.
What's that sound? It sounds like something in your apartment.
Hey, honey. Are you home?
There you go. I told you, I was like, I could hear like an electric motor.
What, is that a sewing thing? What is that?
Oh, it's a wine opener.
electric
My
wine
wife's
opener.
getting
Open your
lit.
wine.
Right. I already had 3 shots. You go at it, honey. Drink a bottle. No tomorrow.
Tomorrow's Friday, so
We like to have fun around here. It's a real vibe.
do you have the same?
Do you need me to open it? Yeah, you usually have to peel off the foil on top
Wait,
first.
that's a twist cap.
That looks like a twist cap.
Well, you can still just open it.
Yeah, sure.
That is a twist cap.
Yeah, you have to take the twist cap.
You just twist?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. You gotta put a hole in that.
Is this your first bottle of wine?
Oh, sorry, Sophie. I'm sorry, but that is
15-hour day.
that is wow.
Nah, man, I got
Oh,
you.
man. Dude,
I feel like we're finally the fun couple. Look at us, just getting drunk on a Thursday.
Welcome to the TRIFLIX cast. I'm Cole.
I'm Tristan.
Yep.
And I'm David.
Me.
Do we have an intro card for you, David? You've
Yeah,
been
we do.
editing these lately. You have
Yeah,
your
we
like
do.
name
Yeah.
on screen.
We all have name cards.
Good. I'm
Yeah,
glad.
we do.
Does
We
it does it
we got
put
'em.
is it, this is gonna sound bad. Does it put your title at the bottom?
It does. Yeah, it's like a
What is it?
efficiency manager. I'm pretty
Perfect.
sure.
I'm just
Yeah,
making sure it's
yeah.
correct.
Because if you listen to the podcast, you can also watch it on YouTube.
On YouTube
And
or Facebook
YouTube.
or Instagram.
Yeah, or Facebook.
You can look at it anywhere.
In
And the reason you would want to do that is because
videos are cool.
yes. Videos are cool. We
Videos
thought that they were so cool, in fact, that we made a company around making videos.
All right, listen here. All right. We started this company making content that we enjoy watching. So we watch a lot of people. We consume a lot of media in a week. And we're like, I like that. I kind of want to make it. So that's the reason we do a lot of
Yeah.
stuff in terms of our internal content. We do client work because it's kind of fun. Sometimes it's really
We
fun.
Client work
It's some-
because we like money.
David knows what's up.
This is true.
So that being said,
Because we like equipment and we
oh yeah.
we really enjoy our craft. So in order to continue to build upon that, we need to make money. So we do client work and we do client work because we love to help people. And because we help people, because it's our job, we get to make money at it. And then we get to buy cameras and fun stuff. And we get to make movies
Yes.
sometimes
And that's awesome.
when we have time to make movies.
Yes. Two things. We make podcasts, and you should watch the video because that's what we like to watch, and you should like what we like.
Oh my gosh.
I'm just kidding. You can watch listen wherever you want. That's why we put it everywhere, because where you are, it'll be. That's our thing.
Can't
Right?
get away from us.
And then
We're
two,
following you.
I lost it.
That's
That's
unfortunate.
That happens every day.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, it's episode 8, so by now you should know who we are.
Yeah.
If you don't, listen to episode 7. So we've been talking a lot about cameras, gear, client work. We've been talking a lot about that sort of thing lately. We talked about the perfect camera on the last episode. You should listen to it. We get really technical. If you're into something like that, it's a lot of fun. But today, we're going to talk about some other stuff. We got a whole list of other stuff to talk about.
And
I'm just going to Okay. Blue light filter glasses. That's what we're starting with, boys and gals.
I love them.
I don't have mine with me either. So
Oh, don't worry. I'll go get them.
no.
Stay in that chair. Oh man, he's gone rogue.
He's gone rogue, everybody.
All right, talk to me. What are blue light filtered glasses?
And
Why
there you go.
why don't we like blue light? Why are we so racist against the color blue?
So supposedly a bunch of scientists got together and said that blue light was bad for our eyes and it keeps us up at night and it messes with our brains and gives us problems. And Unfortunately, every screen that we look at emits a large amount of blue light because most of them are cold and dark.
Most
and
of them.
scary.
Yeah.
It's true.
I say most because, there are exceptions to the rule.
Yeah, most of them do emit blue light, but most of them also have settings that you can change to make them emit not blue light.
Especially now.
Yeah.
Now that it's a thing. Like the new Samsung monitor that I just purchased has a specific eye saver mode that is certified by whatever group needs to certify such a thing.
Yeah. So you'll notice these are blue lens glasses, but the lenses aren't actually blue like this. It's not a real strong lens. It's like just a light tint so that all your lights in your home emit a warmer tone to them, I guess. It's like a warmer tint.
Yeah.
Because the blue lights, it causes more eye strain.
Yes.
And it just kind of takes out that. And it's really helpful because I was getting a lot of eye spasms. It's like a muscle spasm in your arm or your leg. People get those all the time, but in my eyes. And I thought I had a real problem. I thought it was like vitamins or something. I talked to the doctor. She's like, you're stressed, but also you might want to try blue lens glasses. And they have made a big difference. That and I work out a little bit more. So maybe it was the stress. I don't know. Maybe it's placebo. I feel like they made a difference and I would recommend them.
I feel that mine did as well. Obviously, all three of us stare at computers way more than we probably should. And that's our jobs. So we do it a lot. And so I know Tristan and I have a pair.
I think I ordered my prescription glasses with the blue light on it.
Sweet. So there you go.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just going to ask the question if you could do it with prescription glasses. So
Yep, you have to special order it. It's like a coating that you have to pay extra for. But my insurance is like, you got it. You can have it.
Well, that's
Which-
nice of them.
Tristan and I have had this conversation now. We're having issues keeping ours clean.
Ooh.
And I feel that has something to do with the film on the outer side of it. Like there's something about it that is a little bit more prone to static electricity, I would say.
You think it's static?
I think so. Because no matter like what you do with it, it seems like it's still very hard to clean unless you use a liquid solution of some sort.
Oh, so are those are plastic lenses?
Yes.
These are
then,
$10 and my wife got them as a
$10.
gift because she's very cool.
Yeah, these were not $10.
My pair I bought from Blenders, and they were I want to say they were $30 to $40, something along those lines.
That's nice.
Money.
So, but it's a more robust frame for sure as
Yeah.
compared to Tristan's.
But they all have the same problems. Well, until we get yours in, and then we can see if they all have the same problems. But
What?
ours.
His currently have it.
Mine
they do currently.
Yeah, these are my
And you-
prescription glasses.
No problem.
I mean, if you touch them, they get dirty.
Well, I mean, like
It's the attraction of dust is
Yeah, I
the
don't
problem
think
I'm
it's
having.
like little particles.
No,
Yes.
these are like actually glass, and so I don't think it's
Oh.
probably behaving
Yeah,
the
That's
same
why you
way.
mentioned the plastic part. I thought you. I didn't realize. Okay.
So I'm
Catching
just
on.
gonna disclaim real fast that Tristan's on another level tonight. We're not sure what's wrong with him, but
It's been a long day.
He's struggling. So if he's like a step or like a day behind us, just know that's where we've been all day.
He'll
So-
responding to this whole conversation next episode.
Yeah. Yeah.
It'll be really weird, but it's just
So-
Yeah. But here's the thing. If you want to test out blue lens glasses, but you don't want to spend money and you want to see if it affects your eyes at all, you can go in your phone settings or on your computer settings. And most of them have the ability to test out. They call it, I think Android calls it like night mode.
Yes.
Night light. And
Night
it used
light,
to be
there you
called
go.
something else. And all it does is it gives you a little slider, and you can either make your phone really, really blue or really, really orange, or somewhere in the middle.
My Samsung picks for me. As soon as it turns on, it picks the warmth.
You
It
can
just
do
makes it
adaptive.
warm. So
Right.
well, it's not adaptive.
Well, yeah. Okay.
It just
so it's even more.
switches. It just switches. It goes from whatever regular it is to not a darker, but a warmer tone.
Is it based on time of day or lighting?
You can have it based on time of day, or you can switch it on and off. So it's just specifically a time. So like if you're at night or something and you're looking at your phone, because they say that the blue light at night before you go to bed will keep you up.
Huh.
That's part of why you have trouble sleeping. So
That and phones are little slot machines.
yeah, dopamine.
Yeah. There's a reason. Facebook has it so whenever, or any app where you have to like scroll in order to get more content, it's like a slot machine effect.
It's infinite.
We have the technology. It's already existed on other platforms where the content just loads in more, but they're like, I want people to have a physical action and then receive dopamine for the action. And that's where you get muscle memory built into applications. It's kind of unethical, but also, I mean, you agree to the terms of service, so.
Yep. Yep. So yeah, so if you're trying to save your eyes, give it a shot. I think it works. I don't use them as much as I should, but I think it's a good thing to do if you have to sit in front of a computer all day. And you can get them from pretty much anybody now. For expensive, or as the least amount expensive as you want.
Yeah.
But see, my whole issue, the one reason why I got it is because I'm not a big fan of the screen changing colors. I want it to be a consistent color. Mm-hmm. It's just like I turned off True Tone on my Mac because it was killing me. That was like reading the room and then getting either warmer tones or cooler tones because colors matter when you're editing photos.
Your work.
Yeah. So I'm like, but I will say it makes a huge difference. As soon as I turned it off, it looked so cold. Like it just got, the screen was so cool colored. And I was like, oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
And now I just leave it and crank the brightness. And I'm like, if my eyes bleed, I don't care.
Yeah. I mean, it's awesome in the sense of like how much it messes with you. I was editing a video and then I exported it and then sent it to somebody to review. I don't remember. Maybe I just watched it on my phone afterwards. And the footage looked awful. And I was like, what do you mean? This looked great on the computer. And then I realized the warm light was actually throwing off how I was editing the white balance, which is like, this table's white. You probably see it through that lens on white. But the way I was editing it, I was doing a correction. So I was over-correcting essentially, and the table did not look white anymore. Everything looked crazy. Blue ducks everywhere.
Don't get me started.
Blue ducks.
The concept of white balance is interesting to me because when you're in a room, like with an incandescent light bulb, like those old Edison ones, kind of like the one that you guys have the table there, it does make white things look orange.
Yep.
But we have white balance to account for that. So when you're looking out on a screen, it doesn't look like a weird orange blob.
Yeah.
But is that accurate anymore? And is that something people want to consider?
You want to test that out. The reason this light looks orange is because we have white lights on us right now, and our cameras are set for the white lights to appear as white balance. So if I turn this off, now the table's just white. We turn this on, it's orange. If I set these lights on us to be the same color as this, and then we changed our camera settings, everything would look identical. It would just be white. Like this table would be the same color it is before and after.
Wouldn't it become a little blue? Wouldn't these be a little bit more blue if that was?
Well, yeah.
white?
If I changed that up to a blue light, then yeah. But I mean, your eyes will naturally perceive it to be white. So if you want to test that again, use your phone, your laptop, whatever. Go into your night light settings, put it on an extreme color of like warm or cool, and then close your eyes. Have someone else change the setting to the far extreme, and then open your eyes, and your eyes will adjust almost immediately, and it'll look identical before and after to you. So yeah, it's like all perception.
What is it? The blue dress?
Oh,
that type of thing, where your eyes want it to look a certain color, even though it's not. And like you look at the pixel values, and it's clearly a blue pixel, but you think it's a white pixel and surrounded by a gold or whatever. It was really interesting.
that was cool.
I never looked at like the science behind it. I just thought, hey, this is weird.
There's something wrong with me.
Yeah, my brain's broken.
Yeah, so you think that was just like perception of what environment you were in and how you're perceiving?
Yeah, I think
color shifts.
Because like I said, you could just zoom in and be like, I can tell you what the pixels are. The pixels are blue and it is black, and like so it's not like up to debate. That's literally what it is. But it's because everybody is looking at it in different environments, and it's like what you're saying. If we change the white balance on this, it'll look more natural, and your brain will just figure it out anyway.
Yeah, I think that's a cool thought.
Yeah,
to think that everybody perceives colors a little bit different, regardless of white balance, just like the way our brain's wired. I mean, there's also like color blindness, but beyond that,
it's like everybody has a different optical sensor.
Dude, I wonder who has the most beautiful vision. Like everything
accurate,
to them
beautiful.
looks like just so much better than everyone else.
I hope I have a Nikon lens.
Say whoever has the Samsung optical, that's just everything's oversaturated.
What if we get to that point, like where like cameras surpass eye vision, and then people are like getting body mods and stuff like that, like where technology actually, and we're nowhere near it right now, but like when technology surpasses human capability, I think that's a cool thought.
It's kind of scary.
Dude, I'm going to see in 50K HD.
Oh my gosh.
You were scarred by like the
52-bit.
Terminator movies. You're scared of all the body mods and everything.
Dude,
Big brother.
After watching Cyberpunk, I'm not afraid of anything.
See, all of a sudden they just got to flip a switch and they own you now.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, at least the world's pretty.
No,
You can be like,
at least the world's pretty.
Augmented reality, like really, you're like doing some laborious task for some company or something, and then like you're in augmented reality, so you got like unicorns around you and like $1 million. Everything's just perceived. Watch,
And it's kind of tight.
Ready Player One, man. That's
would
one of
be
my
cool.
favorite movies.
That is a good movie.
I have not seen or read Ready Player One.
It is a nostalgia fest of
Yes.
anybody. It's like, because it covers all these video games and they compress it into one online video game. And this kid is growing up in a low income family, and they use video games as escapism, which is, you know, close to home. People use video games to escape all the time.
Is that why we escaped to a
Valheim?
To Valheim.
to a friggin'
Do chores on there.
Viking land?
Viking land when we play video games. I
Live
wouldn't
in
say
wood
we're,
houses.
we're not lower income. We're doing well, but it's the idea of using
It's not
video
the same.
games to get away.
That was what you got out of it?
I know, I'm like the only party's like, we're not low
Well,
income.
no.
That's not what I said.
I said low income, and then you tangent. You jumped off.
Hey,
of
I just
it.
want to let you know we're not low income.
No.
Oh, my God.
Well, no discounts.
Oh my gosh.
You tangented it right off
There's
of that,
coupons?
and I just wanted to clarify.
No.
We're doing pretty good.
Oh, my God.
Shut up.
Well, we just had a great shoot
Just
this
digging
weekend.
the hole.
I know.
I'll dig until I'm at the bottom, and then I'll
Anyway,
climb out.
what were we talking about? So why wouldn't I wouldn't get any body modifications.
Why not?
I don't know if I would either.
No.
You wouldn't?
Nah. I mean, I'd be down to get like into the capsule that throws you into another world. Like that'd be kind of tight every once in a while. You'd be like, you like, I like Second Life. But like body modifications, like, you know,
Like if they had to do it to save my life, I'd probably be like, all right, whatever.
right? I'll be a
But
robot.
I
Whatever.
wouldn't just like, I want to get a new arm today.
Yeah, right. Oh, I'm so tired of my eyes, so I'm gonna go get laser eyes. Like,
Dude, I just want to be able to jump real high. I want to dunk a basketball. That's my body mod.
I forget who
I don't know what that feels like.
I forget who said it.
You could find out.
I think it was Futurama who did a bit where it's like the steroids Olympics where they got rid of all the restrictions. It was like, do as many drugs as you want, but just figure out how far you can jump. I don't care.
No, there's actually a comedy skit. You gonna make it, buddy? Okay. There's actually a comedy skit on one of Daniel Tosh's albums,
Yeah.
and he talks about that. He's like, let pro athletes take steroids. He goes,
Yeah.
come on. He goes, I want to see how high you can jump. Like, I would actually probably watch football if everybody was just jacked up on like the craziest drugs
Just
and.
ready to kill anybody.
Yeah, it's like they tackle somebody and they split in half, and you're just like, yeah. That's the future.
Are you okay?
That's the future.
You all right, buddy?
The Futurama thing really caught me off guard.
Yeah.
I've never seen that episode.
I haven't
Yeah.
either.
Lord have mercy. That's
It might
amazing.
not be from it, but it's definitely something they would do.
I just imagine like the writer's room was really fun that day.
I'm sure it's always
my
fun.
gosh.
Come on.
That was the smartest. I think it was they had like 3 PhDs in that writing room and like 10 masters or something.
Really?
Like that. They were all like physics
heavily,
majors.
Yeah, it was heavily sci-fi based,
Yeah.
and the show, from what I remember, was pretty accurate. Like in terms of like, it was accurate in the sense of whenever they talked about science, it mostly made sense. And like, I think they do the same thing with Big Bang Theory. They always, as
I
bad
would
as the
compare
acting, and the
those
laugh
two.
track was, a lot of the science was backed on screen.
Yeah. There was in Futurama, there was a whole episode where they wrote a theory and a paper for it. Because like the weird convoluted scenario they thought up was like proven to be like a mathematical problem that you had to solve.
That's kind of crazy.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really
Just gonna
glad.
let everybody know that that's never gonna happen from us.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like, man, we don't have the.
What are you talking about? Vitalian was completely
Oh
inaccurate.
my gosh.
Oh,
I'll
that's
never let it
something.
die.
No.
Vitalian 2.
I don't want to think about Vitalian.
I'm gonna start a GoFundMe for Vitalian 2. And if we hit our goal, you have to
We have to make it.
Get a
you
budget.
have to let me create Vitalian 2.
Yeah, make it double the budget of the first one.
Yeah,
$2.
but it's got to be a feature length.
feature length.
Dude,
It's like an hour and a half.
It's like 2.5 minutes, and the rest is credits.
Oh my gosh.
It's just one slow moving credit.
Just 90 minutes of credit.
It's
Have you
it's
seen-
just chug it along.
Yeah. have you seen Disney's new shows that they put on Disney Plus? Do you have that?
I
Yeah.
do not. Tell me about them.
On their credits, they put 3 different copies of it at the end in like different languages, and it makes it like 10 minutes of credits at the end every single time.
Have you ever watched them?
I haven't watched it that far.
You haven't watched till the credits?
No, why do you watch the credits?
Because sometimes they do put a post-credit scene.
Yeah, and you just like to have to skip through because you can see
Well,
where
I
you're
mean, I don't
scrubbing.
actually watch through the credits. I'm not insane.
That's what I'm saying. No, I've never watched to the
would,
end.
I would
You're
scroll
like-
through it and be like, "Why is there 10 minutes of credits?" I go click through, and it was like, "Oh, this one's in French. This one's in Japanese for some reason."
Do you take the time to like go up and you're like, oh, John Smith, and then you go down and you try to read his name in another language?
No.
No, all right. Well,
Would you?
I don't have Disney Plus. I couldn't if I tried.
Man, you're so lame.
Because I don't
You don't have
Disney
Disney Plus. What shows did you see on Disney Plus, Cole?
I have been watching all the Marvel stuff.
Yeah.
We bought it to get The Mandalorian. So we watched Mandalorian, then we watched WandaVision, and then we watched the most recent one.
Yeah, the Falcon and Winter Soldier.
It was so good.
Yeah, I like WandaVision just a little bit better, but I still think they're both great.
The thing I liked about Winter Soldier and Falcon was like it was like watching a movie every week,
Yeah, they.
It was
made them
much
a
more
lot longer.
cinematic.
Yeah,
which I thought was cool.
Is that a movie too, or is it just
These
a
are
show?
these are all shows. So like they were like 6 hour long
Yeah.
series.
I thought they were doing a new Captain America movie too at the
They're
same
going
time.
to, but
Oh.
they set everything up in this show.
this is like a prologue.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah,
Which is cool. It's
Yeah.
like you get more to the story now than you did before. They can shove it in the middle, and
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's all a ploy to make more money off of us, but like it's very cool because it will keep my year full of Marvel, which I'm okay with.
Well, I mean, it's only making money off of you if you're giving it to him, and the only reason you'd give it to him is if there was something you were getting out of it, and you know.
And the Marvel stuff is just so much better than the DC stuff.
I was just about to mention Wonder Woman.
I just can't-
1984.
I just can't get behind it. And like it got bad reviews online too. It wasn't like people were like, "Hey," like it was like it kind of sucked.
The first one was like the first Wonder Woman was actually good for a DC film. I enjoyed
Yes.
that one.
That one
And
was not
then
bad.
They were like, "Hey, what if we made another film but didn't do anything right? It just undid everything that they learned." It was so sad.
Yeah, it really was. I watched it and I was like, just can't get the image of Kristen Wiig as a freaking cat out of my mind.
That was weird.
That was so weird.
It's-
She wants to be an
Yeah.
apex predator.
I want to be apex predator.
And then Wonder Woman still beats her butt.
Yeah, even though they had like the same powers, and then she got even more. I don't. What?
It didn't make any sense.
She was Catwoman? Kristen Wiig was?
No, not Catwoman.
No.
Oh, just
You gotta get on some of this stuff. Like I know you watching your anime stuff, but you gotta watch some of this stuff that's like current, so you can have conversations with us.
I wouldn't have time even.
No,
Well, you said
you-
it's only 6
Well, you don't
hours.
have to watch the Wonder Woman movie. That one was.
But
bad.
see, you got to remember too, like as they do these shows, these rollouts are like weekly. So we would watch, the first episode on Friday, and then next week we'd watch the second. They release on a weekly schedule. It's not all at once.
I'll get Disney Plus after the Obi-Wan series comes out, and then I'll
Oh,
binge
that looks like it's going to be amazing because it's got all the original Obi-Wans in it.
Oh, the Obi-Wan.
it. It's gonna be good. I've always wanted
Obi-1, Obi-2, Obi-3.
his brother. Ewan McGregor's brother was in the military, and they referred to him as Obi-2.
Oh, that's
That's
funny.
nice.
Yeah. So there really is an OB2 out there.
Didn't you watch the Clone Wars?
I've watched
series?
like 90% of it. I feel like I've missed some episodes. I really liked it.
They made another season to it, and it's on Disney Plus. And then they made another one called The Bad Batch, which is like a continuation of like some clone story. I haven't seen it.
The only thing I've seen of that is that somebody put out an article and was like, it was the season that nobody asked for. That was the headline, The Bad Batch.
Oh, The Bad Batch? I have not looked into it at all.
And I thought that it said another word.
Yeah, I did too.
I thought it was the bad
beep botch.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. I was like, I skipped right. I was like, I don't think that was something I need to see.
Yeah.
It's like, that sounds like Star Wars is going down the tube there.
Yeah. Maybe I don't know.
Is Cardi B in this episode?
The main thing with Star Wars that I've always wanted to see was like the story of between episode 2 and episode 3 of the prequels, where like I want to know, because it just goes from like Obi-Wan and Anakin being master trainer, and then like all of a sudden they're friends, and then they're like, oh, you're a brother to me, and then he dies. Spoilers. But I feel like
by now you deserve it.
I feel like if they went through and explained their relationship more, which you get in the Clone Wars a lot, it adds so much more weight to whenever they turn on each other.
Yeah.
Because it's like they had done and been through so much. They were basically family at that point. And then if you just watch the movies, which was all was given to us at that time, it was still sad, and it was still like cool fight scenes and all that, but I feel like it just would have added more weight to the characters.
I'm on board for them redoing the prequels.
They should. And the sequels.
Just remaster the VFX.
No, they said they're gonna they've been saying that they're gonna throw Favreau in there and he's gonna do all of them over again.
What?
And I was
they said that?
Yeah, I've literally read this somewhere.
Oh, somewhere.
And I was like, yes.
John Favreau's a legend.
He is.
We don't deserve him.
No.
He's going to be one of the greatest directors of all time, and that makes me happy.
Yes, it makes me happy as well, because he just seems like a cool dude.
He's friends with a lot of like the people he works with, and that's really encouraging, because some other directors are notorious for just kind of being good at directing, but it's cool whenever you see somebody that has like relationships with the cast, and they cast their friends, and their friends are good actors, and you know they're not just doing film work. Like he produces some stuff, I thought, with Netflix at one point.
Yeah, he made a
cooking show.
A cooking show called
was
Chef,
awesome.
and also a movie called Chef.
Yes.
And the movie was really good.
Yeah.
He starred in it too.
Yes.
So he's a decent actor. He's in the Spider-Man.
Yeah.
He's Happy.
Yeah.
He's that guy.
Well, I mean, he was in all of Marvel as the character Happy.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what he was like. The
because
main,
he directed the original Iron Man.
Yeah.
So that's what I was saying. That dude's a legend. And like for the Mandalorian, you know, he brought in like a director friend of his for like each episode, and like co-directed each one, and it was super cool. I was like, dude, it's tight.
It's nice that he's like good at directing, but he's also passionate about the projects he's working on. Like he's fans of the content he's making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tangent, because we talked about your stuff now. Some of the animes that I've been watching, I really like the voices, and Jotaro from JoJo's a show that David got me watching, and I really like it. And in between watching a bunch of shows with my wife, we started watching Critical Role, which David also got me into D&D a little bit a while back.
I did?
Yeah. It was you and
I did?
Some people from our small group were playing, and I was like, I'll give it a shot. Yeah. And Critical Role is a D&D show, and I was like, that guy sounds a lot like the show we watch. And then we started watching another show. I was like, that sounds like him too. Turns out these people on this YouTube channel that they do in their free time are a bunch of voice actors that also do a bunch of shows together. And that was how they met, was just like acting and doing voice acting together. And now they have like their own little like podcasty video game conversation that goes on for like 3 hours, and they do it like weekly for like the last couple of years. I was like, that is so cool to think that, you know, the people you work with don't just have to be, you know, peers, and it's not like you just grab barbecue on the weekends or something, but it's like you have something that you kind of build together. I was like, that's such a cool thing.
Yeah.
Just like us.
Friends with people.
Yeah. Just like us. We're all friends.
Yeah. I'm not being paid to only see you.
It's okay, David. You can do whatever you want.
You came over yesterday and hung out with us, even though you weren't getting paid.
And then he realized he's like, "What am I doing here?"
Right. You're not getting paid for the quarterly meeting, so.
Oh, can we reschedule that?
He's like, "Let's do it on like a weekday in the morning."
Yeah, 10 a.m. at a coffee shop.
Ugh. That's why the quarterly meeting was my idea. We're gonna do it in my house. We're gonna do it in the evening. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was.
it's part party, part work event.
Yeah, he's like, "Tristan, you got too many ideas. Let's just have one meeting instead of text at 11 p.m."
Oh my gosh.
Don't text me at 11 p.m.
He texts me at 11 p.m. I wish he'd throw you in on that because I'm usually in bed and it's like, bzz, bzz, bzz.
Like,
Usually
hey,
it's the quality content feed going off and I'm like, stop it.
dude, I usually just like sit in the shower for 45 minutes and I'm just like
On your
sitting
phone?
under no, just like water hit me on the head and then I'm just
What?
like thinking of video ideas for like
Take
45 minutes.
minute showers?
Yeah, and our water bill's like $30. It's amazing.
Hey, dude, that
Indiana's
is
chill.
I'm not upset with that at all. Like, it's like, look, we all grow up one day so that our dads can't tell us to turn the thermostat or not touch the thermostat
Yeah.
or you're using too much water.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to use as much water as I want now.
I don't
Look at me,
know.
Dad.
It's
Can't tell me how to live my life.
It's just kind of like
Let's get a pool.
chill. What?
That's not the same thing. It's
Yeah.
it's the fact, like, I don't know. The shower's a great place to think.
Yeah.
Because it's quiet and you just have like the water and water so tranquil and you're just kind of like, that's where I think of all my ideas.
Dude, and you guys, you can make fun of me if you want, David. It sounds like you're on board.
I'm
with
on
it.
board.
But Elon Musk was getting interviewed, and they said, "Where do you come up with all your wacky, zany ideas, like going to Mars and building it under LA?" And he's like, "Sometimes I just stand in the shower for a really long time, and I think of weird stuff."
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm Elon. I'm just saying he is kind of a gold
He
standard
just
of great
validates
ideas.
your life decisions.
I mean, he does really cool stuff.
Don't knock it
and
till you
if
try
that's
it,
where he
David.
gets his ideas, maybe
I'll
I
have
should
to
try it
consider
out.
showering sometime.
Just like,
Or just longer.
just one night, just longer. Just
Yeah.
be in there
You
longer.
can stand, you can sit,
Yeah.
you can lean against a wall.
I like to sit.
You can bring
You
a
realize
chair.
I live alone, right? Like every room I sit in, I can sit and be alone. And
No,
think.
No, it's not
It's
what
not
it's
the
about.
same.
It's not
Are you
about
sure?
being alone. Like, I could do the same thing, but it's like,
it's just mellow.
yeah, there's
It's got
something about
it's a
it.
different vibe. Just having warm water beat on your head for like that long.
So nice. Although say, like, there was this one Airbnb that I stayed in and it had 2 shower heads and it had a tankless water heater. So it was unlimited hot water. And it was just like the most amazing, longest shower. I was just like, this is so nice. I could have fallen asleep in that shower.
Dude, that's
Tankless
awesome.
water heaters
Then I
are cool.
drown. How cold was
Yeah,
I?
no, that's dangerous. I like in terms of I would never leave. Not actually
No,
driving.
right? I know. I'd come
The
over and be
tankless.
like, where are you at? And you're like, I'm in the shower. Hold on. I'm like,
Dude,
he's just one giant prune. Just freaking it's a
My-
wrinkly mess.
The only way I know to get out of the shower is because the water starts to get cold. I'm like, oh
Yep.
man, guess it's over.
Oh my god.
That is a long shower.
Well, we have 2 shower heads, and I'm married, so I'm allowed to shower with my wife. And
I
sometimes
like, I'm
water-
allowed.
I can
to-
do whatever I want. I'm a grown man.
I see the trend here. You guys are married.
Sometimes you
and
have great
The shower
conversations
is a
in the
place
shower.
you can retreat to. That's
You're not wrong.
No, that's where I. No, that's
like,
usually when I
kinda
go
true.
take a crap.
Right
Lock the
before
door,
shower?
turn the fan on. No, that's where
Dude.
that's where you retreat to.
This is
You don't hide in the shower. The shower is a necessity plus a space to think. But the crapper is where you like really get some alone time.
Wow.
You watch some YouTube. No one comes in. No one messes with you. She don't want to mess with that.
You know, I always say we're not going to edit these podcasts at all, but I'm just going to remind you we are still recording a podcast.
I know.
we know.
We're calling
Do you
this
know?
Off the Rails.
Hey,
Dude,
Off
I
the
haven't
Rails
regretted
podcast.
anything I've
Dude,
said.
No,
You talk about poopy.
how many times do people talk about it like all over the map? That's like that's where you like look at probably the most content like when you're in the bathroom.
True. No, that's valid.
And it's a thing that everybody does. And I could
Everybody Poops by
scrolling.
Morgan Friedman.
thank you. And I could totally like we could dive into this way more, but I'm not going to because I understand my boundaries. And I'm just saying that like I consume a lot of content. I don't know what else to tell you.
I wonder if anyone's listening to this right now. And they're
Probably.
like, oh my gosh, how did they know?
Yeah, we'll just put we'll put some timestamps, like on YouTube. It's like this whole section. You can skip this.
No, it'll just say like toilet humor.
Toilet humor.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Potty time.
I love this. Switch to my camera.
It's on.
For not that one. For people out there, I'm switching to subject because I got in trouble. So I have this thing on my phone set up. I don't know if you can read that or not, but okay. Anyways, so you can take your Google Home, any of your Google Homes, and you can set it up to where it is listening for glass being broken as a security function.
That is cool.
So if you're gone and a window breaks, and you can tell it which ones to do it at. So if it's close to, for the ones that I have that are close to windows, I have it set up for that. The funny thing is though, is that my wife tends to be kind of a butterfinger, and she drops stuff all the time, especially when she's cooking in the kitchen. And so as of right now, I just got a notification that there's glass breaking in my kitchen, and this happens to me every time she cooks in the kitchen. And it cracks me up that it goes off every time. I'm always like, I'll text her and be like, are you okay? She's like, yeah, I just dropped something. I'm like, you're good.
Does she break something when she drops it, or does it just make a noise and it thinks it's glass breaking?
That depends on what she drops.
Oh no.
I feel like glass breaking from a table is almost a guarantee if you got hard surface.
Yeah. Usually yes. Just saying. Usually yes.
Well,
but that's okay.
At least she's making dinner for you. That's nice.
You have a
She's
budget
sweet
for
of her.
No, she's cooking for herself today.
Oh, well,
She's like, she knows I
Effort.
won't be home till I'm late. So
effort was made.
no, she cooks for me all the time. She loves to do that.
So you just have a lot of broken dishes?
Yeah, it happens. What are you gonna do?
Have you considered plastic dishes?
They're just not as nice as glass. It's okay. We live with it.
As
It's
you
a
can
condition
tell,
we live
we're
with.
doing really well at TRIFLIX.
Oh my
Like the
gosh.
Cole's
emphasize,
just
we're
like-
not poor.
Cole's like, yeah, plates, whatever.
Come on.
No, I buy my plates at Kroger, and they're like $7 a piece.
Dude, Cole,
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
okay.
No, I'm out back. I'm out back making them. I'm making my
We
ceramic
just
plates
keep
on my
digging
own.
this hole.
So here's the thing at TRIFLIX.
I actually have a
Cole-
guy who comes in my house.
Yeah, no,
and then he
yeah.
makes me new plates when my plates break. That's where I'm at right now.
I believe it because here
They're
at
gold
TRIFLIX,
trimmed.
Cole likes nice things. And
I do like nice
And
things.
he likes to buy these nice things with money. And I like to find the cheapest
No,
possible
you don't.
way.
Shut up. Talk about your
company.
Eames chair.
I have one
zero
nice.
room.
I have one nice thing, and David holds it over my head. But
Because you
here's the
bought
thing.
it at a time when we were short on money at TRIFLIX.
What
You're
is
like,
it?
It's a $600 Eames chair.
Oh, that chair.
Okay, it wasn't
Even I think that's silly.
whatever.
Yeah, you bought that before.
That almost
we
costs
had,
as much as my
2 additional
sectional
cameras.
couch.
You're missing the point here.
No, there is. You're right. There is no point to that chair.
You are missing the point.
You didn't
No.
even sit in that chair.
I bought
don't
one
even
thing that
sit.
I've wanted since I was 12 years old, and
Yeah.
it was very nice. And we had income. And we had
12-year-olds want a lot of things that they shouldn't buy.
chairs, though. Chair was what you wanted when you were 12?
enough. I visited. I visited family between the age of 12 and 15 or so, and they had a really nice Eames chair. And it wasn't the exact same style, but that was when I got introduced to the artist. It was my grandparents. My grandpa passed away shortly after, and I always liked this chair. And I hope someday
play
I
that
get to
card.
inherit it. But I got introduced to this mid-century art style, and I think it's really cool because it seems like everything that was made in this era just appeals as art, not just furniture, not just technology. It's like everything has a really cool aesthetic, and I'm all about the aesthetic on a budget. On a budget.
On a budget?
Yeah, that chair is $600. It's true. But if you wanted the original's $5,000. So yeah, it
Okay.
seems expensive,
Okay.
but I
In
went
the
for
context.
I went for the cheapest possible option.
Yeah.
And that's usually how I go about finding my equipment whenever we buy gear. I look
Me
for
too.
what gets the job done for the most fiscally
the job done.
responsible option. And Cole looks
Dude,
at
you and me both. What are you talking about?
You look at
Aw.
what works
Oh my god.
and then also looks really, really good and performs really,
Man.
really good. You want the best of the best, and there's nothing wrong with that because we balance each other out.
Yeah.
It may seem like I'm being harsh on Tristan, but this was also during like the month where he refused to buy a trash can for the office because he couldn't afford it.
I did.
Especially there wasn't even one in the bathroom. So that was fun. He was trying to figure out what cameras to buy. He was like, "Oh, I don't know. It's like $200 to $300. It's kind of expensive." I was like, "Man, if only we had a spare $600 we could buy on cameras, that'd be really awesome." And just other things like equipment we didn't have, and you're just trying to budget your stuff, but you bought the chair first
Yeah.
before we bought everything else.
It was on sale that day.
The early years. My wife makes fun of me all the time because she does not care. We always have what we need. We work very hard so that we do. And if we don't, we're very fiscally responsible.
Yes.
But she laughs at me because when I tell her that I purchased something, I'm always like, so I did something today. And I'm like, I finally, for the first time, and Tristan can attest to this. So,
Yep.
I bought an office chair.
Yeah.
And I did some research. I was very happy with my purchase, but I technically needed one because I've been sitting on a rigid wooden dining room chair.
Oh man.
So there is no cushion, no support. It doesn't change. It doesn't move. It's not ergonomic by any means, but I've been using it for the last, 3 years. So I finally went ahead and did it, and I was like, so I did something. I was like, I bought an office chair, and she starts laughing. I'm like, and I got super insecure. I'm like, why are you laughing at me? I'm like, I needed an office chair. And she's like, I just think it's silly that you say it that way, like you're going to get in trouble. She's like, have you ever gotten in trouble? I'm like, no.
Well,
But I did a thing.
with her,
I'm sorry.
The thing is, I've learned that a lot of times we like carry memories from like either childhood or just before you meet somebody. And then you have that like expectation of, if I do something, this will happen because it's happened in the past, and you're just kind of like ingrained that way.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things that I work through too. It's like you just assume the outcome of a situation, and sometimes it causes us more stress than it's worth.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. And
Yeah.
she's like, I don't care as long as we can still get toilet paper and essentials. I'm like, yeah, I get it.
It's nice that she's that sweet though. That's
is.
cool.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
I just checked, by the way. Your Eames chair is currently supporting laundry.
No,
That's not a me thing.
I've almost never seen you sit in that thing. And I sat in it until I was told, which we actually have on camera, the first time that I was told what this chair cost. I think the price keeps going up.
it's
It's 600. It was 600.
No, I know, but I'm saying when we were talking about it originally, I think someone was like, "I was a $400 chair," and I was like, "What?" And then Tristan's like, "I was a $600 chair."
I might have done that just to see, like, all right, let's not hit him with the real number. Let's just see if he responds. He was like, "It's just a $400 chair." I was like, "I'm just kidding. It's 600.
Never
Even worse
mind.
than it was before."
No, I'm giving you crap, but yeah, I'm just as bad as Tristan is. So
yeah,
just
You
in
guys
different
are the
ways,
worst.
you know, just in different ways.
different priorities. Yeah,
But that's okay, you know. That's why
why we're
we
here.
work so hard. That's why we put in 12-hour days. I mean, partially. It's not just for the money. I don't want to make it sound like that's the only reason why we're doing
I'll
this.
in
let
the
you know.
shower for
Most of the work,
45 minutes.
most of the work we do out of those 12 hours is unpaid because it's usually internal.
Yeah.
Make the company go.
Yeah, well, that's just
Like-
part of it, right? We
Yeah,
can't, you
that's
know.
any small business.
Exactly. And that's why we're just hoping that, you know, as we continue to grow, eventually we can still do that, but projects can still be getting finished while we're trying to run a business.
You know what you need? You guys need a round of applause for all your hard work.
Oh yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Thanks,
you.
guys.
Oh, wow.
A very abrupt ending.
Crowd's gone. Crowd's gone.
Yeah, I need to get good at like dialing it down on the volume knob
While you're holding it.
while I'm holding it. Yeah,
Yeah, Off the Rails podcast. We started on blue lens glasses.
there's never been rails.
That's
That's,
true.
it's all a facade.
All gas, no brakes.
Hey, that doesn't work anymore. It's
It's
a Channel 5 now.
I picked one. You're up, Tristan.
Boop.
Boop.
Booping.
Bing bong.
Oh, asking about lighting and make people comfortable on set. Well, making people comfortable on set was more of your note,
Yeah.
but I don't remember asking about lighting.
Yeah, I don't exactly know
Well, I
what
know
you meant by
lighting.
that.
Oh, maybe it's just 3-point lighting because we've been doing that a lot more. But
That's
yeah.
true.
Let's
What do you want to start with?
What
let's
is
talk
3-point?
about the people
Yeah.
getting comfortable on set. So recently we've done a couple of shoots that are more interview style for commercials. The majority of our work prior to this is usually corporate offices where the people on screen and on camera have a lot of experience doing so they're really comfortable. But now we were starting to get a little more into small business owner commercials where they don't do as much public speaking, and that's fine because that's our responsibility to help them become comfortable, and that's something we want to bring as an asset to all of our shoots.
Yep.
And that's something that we've learned and are still learning. And one of our best examples was a recent commercial shoot where we had someone on screen, and I have a little more experience in it just because I do some corporate where that's not the case. But Cole's coming into videography for the first time because most of his experience has been photography. So
Yeah.
I don't know if you want to elaborate more on how that was for you and then just kind of figuring out how to go.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think obviously like I'm used to being like, okay, we just need literally a split second of a moment and I can make it look the way I want it to, right? And it's harder to do that when you're taking all those split second moments and putting them together into an actual moving picture. So I think the main part of it is just being able to read people in a way that you can understand whether they're okay or not on set. And it's supposed to be more my job, and it's just a learning process. But the more recent shoot, we had somebody who was on set and they were very nervous and uncomfortable in the situation, like uncomfortable in the place we put them in. And of course, we pick a spot that's very aesthetically pleasing, good lighting, whatever, has a nice background. We're picking it for its visual, its visual presence for a video, not thinking of, hey, is this okay for our person? And so I think during that period, we learned that, we came back to it and the person who was not there watched the videos and was like, oh my gosh, like he was super nervous, blah, blah, blah. And then we found about that later. So it was like, okay, how do we read these cues? What are the cues? What happens? And I think we're starting to figure out, right? I mean, obviously if somebody begins to, twitch or be nervous, nervous tics, things like that, which we all do, or sweat or, have trouble speaking, things like that. It's paying attention to those things so we can go, hey, can I get you a glass of water? If we sat you down, would that be more comfortable? How do we get you in a spot that's going to make you more comfortable on camera?
Yeah.
And I think the largest thing that plays into that is that all we do is sit in front of the camera.
Yeah.
So it's very hard to think about being in the position of going, oh my gosh, the lens just gives me anxiety, because it doesn't do that anymore. Like it did at one point in time for me, but it doesn't anymore. And it's hard to remember that. So
I think there's a demographic involved too, because I feel like
that's true.
A lot of people growing up on TikTok and YouTube and Vine and anything else that's existed and stopped for a while. A lot of people that I associate with, like within our own age demographic, are comfortable. And then even older people, older than us, and this is how I'm going to define that. Anyone older than us have experience with phones. Like they do Facebook Lives and they do Skypes, and like they have some familiarity with, hey, there's a camera. I talk to it. I look at it. I don't look at the screen. I don't know why people do that. I mean, look at the screen and then look at the lens if you have to. But there's just a lot of experience that goes into it. And I think one of the biggest problems that we've ran into is a good problem, and that is a lot of the people we are starting to work with are outside of our bubble. So we don't have experience interacting with them as much. So whenever we have them on camera, we don't know what normal interviewee acts like and what they talk like and how their mannerisms are. So we don't have a benchmark to compare their performance to. Some people have charisma switches that even if they're like a low energy person, they can like flip that switch and all of a sudden they're dynamic and engaging, and they have public speaking skills. and they don't have camera skills. So then it's like, let's make them comfortable. Let's get them on screen. And we've had, I think maybe 3 or 4 clients like that that we've worked with recently. And, you know, sometimes it's just a matter of offering them water and asking them how their day's going. And what can we do to make this more comfortable for you? How do you normally sit? You know, do you have any videos on your phone that you would be comfortable showing us, just so we could like get some experience of seeing what you would normally do and how you would normally behave?
Yeah.
Right.
I had a lot of experience with this when I was doing these interview style videos for a church. They would have people come in and tell their story. And a lot of these people are just not used to being in front of a camera. And so like some of the tricks I would do is like I'd get them water. Another one would be I would just be talking with them about, I don't know, for 5 or 10 minutes before we'd even start recording, and get them just used to having a conversation with me. And that's how I made the interview kind of flow. I just try to transition them into telling me their story. So like all they have to do is just look at me like right next to the camera, and they just act like if they're telling me their story instead of staring at a camera and hoping that they're, I don't know, looking right and all that stuff. And I felt that helped a lot, because it made it more conversational and less like rigid and like afraid to even talk in the first place. And so it just kind of, you have to feel it out. And because some people, they're just ready to shotgun and go, they know what they want to say. And other people, they don't know how to react to a camera.
Yeah. And I just had never thought about it as deep, you know? So it's like now it's part of my list in my head, right? Like, hey, how are you doing today? Like, you know, that's the role that I'm supposed to play anyways. You know what I mean? It's like Tristan's getting the shot set up, making things look pretty. And I'm supposed to be like, hey, so how are you doing? Like, how do you feel about the shoot? Like, are you comfortable? Is there something I can get for you? Like, what can I do, you know, to try to help the process? And it's been interesting learning those little tidbits.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think it is a part of that can be interesting too, whenever people come from different backgrounds. We've interviewed people with different types of public speaking sets, whether that be like someone that's normally talking to a large crowd. We've had people that are normally like radio voices. We've had people that normally do like video, like one-on-one videos, like a Zoom call where you talk to one camera, but it's an audience of a lot of people. And people have mannerisms whenever they do that. And sometimes they translate really well, and sometimes they don't translate as well on camera. So I think just in general, for anybody speaking on camera, it is going to be a different experience. Even if you have public speaking, or even if you have high charisma, high energy, there's just certain things that you have to bring to it. And that's just something we have to get down. The difference between a good photographer and a great photographer: the good one can take good photos, but the great one's like one that can get somebody posed and say, hey, stand like this, like do this, and the shots look natural, they feel natural, the shots are well edited. And that's something we can like take that principle and just translate it over into video.
It's scary.
Yeah.
I've never been good at that part of it. It was like, you know what I mean? Like when I would shoot weddings back in the day, I always brought somebody with me, and she'd be like, hey, do this. And I'd be like, oh, awesome.
Yeah. Well, the more hands on set, you know, you don't want too many cooks in the kitchen, but
yeah, for sure.
You got somebody, like we get set up, we're going to have somebody watching like the camera the whole time, but we have 3 cameras. So it's like, do you have 3 people on set all watching cameras? Like, well, no, let's have one do the cameras, and then we'll let 2 run, and one's going to focus on moving the camera. But then we have lighting. We got to make sure the person stays in their position. We got to make sure they're following script. How long's the video supposed to be? Let's make sure that they're talking within this time constraint. There's just so many things, and that's just a couple that you have to focus on. And before, I was producing all this stuff by myself, and then we brought in David and Ben, and they were great. Like, they offered more experience and capabilities to the shoot. And then we brought in Cole. We're partnered now,
so
we're
happy to be here.
We're doing it all. And a lot of our shoots are 2 to 3 people, but honestly,
still hard.
Like, there's still room where if we had more people on set, we could make videos even better.
Yeah. Yeah, because when we were at Coffee House, it was Tristan and I, and we had 2 cameras running, Tristan was holding the boom for the audio. And then I also was taking and using my phone to control the gimbal to make the camera move for more dynamic shots. So I was like checking both cameras to make sure things were looking good, moving one camera, and then also stopping and starting as we would do different takes. And then Tristan's also monitoring audio. And so you're like, at some point you do feel spread a little thin that you can't look for the little nuances or things that you might catch that you're like, hey, we need to not, you know. And we could just have a different shooting style for sure. But like you said, I mean, it also, the problem is if we had 4 people there, it also cuts into our margins, which is something we have to think about.
Yeah. So we talked about, you said holding up the boom pole. Well, holding a boom pole is literally something a pole could do. It's a pole over top with a microphone.
Yes.
And it holds there.
There's 2 solutions for that whole thing that could keep us a 2-man crew.
Yeah. Well, you'll jump in if I don't cover what you're wanting to talk about on this. But I was going to say one would be we hire somebody to hold a pole. And what's that going to be? It's like somewhere between $10 and $15 an hour, right? So how many hours would it take to cover the cost of a C-stand, a stand that holds the pole for us? That's $130. And then it's also more equipment we have to carry around. So it's like, well, that's going to cut into our setup time. So then you have to start to evaluate how many shoots do we have to do before this piece of equipment pays for itself versus we just give somebody a coffee and, you know, $20 to come and do a shoot with us, $25-$30, whatever it's going to be for, it depends on how long the shoot is. So that was what I was going to throw in for it.
Yeah, I was like, the 2 things that you said, the C-stand. That's something we've talked about. That would be pretty nice. Not gonna lie. That one, and then also I've been giving a lot of thought to, you know, we talked about it like a director's monitor. So we could have all the camera feeds go into one monitor, and then you could view all those feeds at the same time, and you could actually be making sure that things look like they should be, and somebody could be operating a camera or holding a boom pole. You know what I mean? Then,
but you know what the funny thing is with director's monitors?
What's that, buddy?
You they're pretty heavy, so you want to use a normal like light stand, you'd probably use a C-stand for those 2.
Oh my gosh.
So we'd have, no matter what, all the solutions require C-stands.
Yeah, which is probably something we need to invest in anyways.
Yeah.
But
Director's monitors are really cool. Have you looked into them at all yet?
What is
I
that?
haven't, no.
What is
Okay.
a director's monitor?
Very cool.
So a director's monitor has like 4 HDMI ins, 4 SDI ins, and it just has like a big monitor, and then on that monitor is a bunch of little screens the size of like my phone across all of them. And what it allows you to do is really cool. You can see all of those video images, but then also some of them allow you to see waveforms. So you'd be able to see the audio, and you'd be able to see everything on one screen. So that's why they call it a director's monitor, because the director can see all the camera angles, all the audio, make sure everything is to his vision. So that way when they send it off to editors, he's like, I like everything, you can use it all, or don't use this shot, or we need to reshoot this, whatever the case is. But they're expensive.
The souped up version of the switcher, that costs maybe like $100 or $200 more, does that. 'Cause
Really?
The CCC, the church that I work for, go to, and work for again because of you, they have this version. Well, they have the better version of this switcher. And I have a screen that shows all of the camera feeds at once, and I can switch between them, and I can see the audio levels and everything.
Well, the difference with, no, I guess it'd be
it
the
does all
same.
the
Yeah,
same.
there's really no
same.
difference.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. It would be the same. I was going to say the recording method would be different, but no, you'd still
So you
record
can still
straight to
record
camera.
off these cameras right
Yeah.
now, even though they're doing HDMI out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
it's super cool.
I think probably what is fundamentally different between those is usually a director's monitor has all that technology built into the monitor. Is this like the one you're talking? You would need a monitor and your large.
Yes.
Yeah, you would need a
stream
little
deck.
tiny screen to hook it up to, but that also makes it smaller and easier to transport.
Yeah. Well, maybe there's a cheaper solution.
There's newer
Yeah.
solutions coming out from day to day. But
Yeah.
also, I had an idea. What if we just attached a microphone to a drone and just fly it around? And we don't
Right,
have to
just-
yeah. Big brain.
Oh my gosh.
There is a solution that we have attainable to us, and that's lavalier mics. That was why I purchased them. Cole doesn't like them, and honestly, I agree with him in this.
Thank you.
They just don't sound as good. However, some clients prefer what is more affordable, and what is more affordable to them is what is more efficient for us to produce. That is where our pricing usually breaks down, is what's the most efficient versus what is the most balls to the wall. How far can we push all of our technology and really get this camera going and all of our gear? And that's, it makes me sad because I want every one of our shoots to be as far as we can push it. But, at the end of the day, we run a business, and for our own projects, we can start to push it a little more. And if clients have the funds, or if it's a really good client, it's something we can exchange. Maybe there's something there. But at the end of the day, we still have to be able to push out content consistently.
Yes.
Our clients need their content within deadlines, and time's money.
It's true. That's true, though. And that has to be factored in. Like you said, we are a business, so we're thinking about those things. And efficiency tends to line up with cost and budget and all that jazz.
Yeah,
So.
you got the trifecta of content. It's time, quality, and cost.
Yep.
And you get to pick two. That's
Right?
that's
They're
what
like,
that's what people say.
Yeah.
But
I
here at
think we can-
TRIFLIX, we don't cut any corners. Our triangles.
I like rounded corners.
Ah.
Ours is
Me
just a
too.
circle. It's a circle with like a little
kind of a little
Y
bump
in
out.
the middle.
But yes, I mean, set etiquette, all those things. It's all things to think about, and it's things that we're thinking about on a day-to-day basis.
So the other thing we're thinking about is how to get better every day. Every day we're actually interested in this. This is not
It's every day, bro.
every day, bro.
Yeah.
On that Disney Channel copyright strike.
Oh my gosh.
So here's the thing.
And we've talked about this before.
We like what we do. All right. We do this because it's fun. There's money involved. Like we got to pay our bills. We gotta keep the lights on. But at the end of the day, we would find a way to do this regardless, like whether that's making content or just goofy videos or whatever. Even if we had to do a 9-to-5 accountants, the office space movie.
Yep.
Yeah, if that was our life, we would still find a way to make content on the side just for the fun of it.
Heck yeah. But it's beautiful that it leaches into both of our working worlds and our fun worlds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a disease.
Like a freaking disease.
But it's the best kind of disease.
Yeah, it's a fun disease.
It's like love. It's the best kind.
oh my gosh.
Which
Love
of the hepatitis
will
is
spread.
good to get when you have one of the other ones. It's like that one.
So there's a point to all
It's the
this,
fun
all right?
hepatitis.
The point is we keep investing not only our money into building our company out. Man, you're really enjoying this one, aren't you?
I just laughing,
just-
laughing along with
Just
David.
saying stupid stuff. Don't worry about
Oh
it.
no, don't worry. I do it all the time. It's cool.
Well, we know.
Yeah.
We're painfully aware.
We invest more than our money into TRIFLIX, and
Blood, sweat, and tears, my friend.
and time.
Yeah.
where I was going
Takes
with
time
it.
to bleed.
And a lot of our free time, a lot of our free time is spent actually researching topics relative to how to improve like what we're doing. And it's not because like, oh, I want to get better. It's just like we find it interesting.
Heck yeah.
Whether that's we're talking about networking and AI and camera settings and lighting and all that. It's like all these like we're spending just so much time invested in this because it's just stuff we like. It's fun.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
So I wanted to jump onto lighting though, because that was also part of that little
Yeah.
Thing.
Lighting, man. What about it?
lighting. Oh, it's real cool. We got two lights here, and that makes us look great. Wrong. You know what happens if I turn this off?
Oh, you're starting to look blue.
I'm boring. Look at this. Look at this boring shot. You can do simple things.
Yeah.
To make your shots look dynamic.
I think you looked boring anyways.
I'm boring all the time,
Yeah, kind of were.
but I
Maybe
look
it's
a
supposed to
little
change it
bit
to
better
coal.
whenever the lights are on. So we talked about the white balance, where it's cool in the front and orange in the back. So if I think we are using 3-point lighting technically right now. If I shut this
There's
off,
a lot of points.
yeah. So there's a lot of points.
We're using 8-point lighting.
There's a lot of
It's
points,
very-
but in filmmaking, there's a simple setup that we hadn't been following for a long time because of efficiency. But we have a more efficient way where we can set up our lighting.
Did you say a fish in the sea?
A fish in the sea.
It's not my fault.
Efficiency?
Even though I'm the efficiency manager.
Well, it's a little bit outside of your realm, I would say. I wouldn't expect you to research
You're
lighting.
You just said my words.
You're
I
the
just wanted to
efficiency.
clarify.
You had to like you
Yeah.
felt like you're.
I
Someone called
felt
your name.
attacked. I
felt attacked.
So
I blame you, David. I blame you for our lighting issues.
I wouldn't. I think David's doing a great job.
Mute that part.
Ow. No, I blame Tristan.
Well, here's the thing. 3-point lighting just makes your shots look a little bit more attractive. You got your fill. There's another term for this light on my side. I'm really bad with memorizing them, but I know in my head how to set it up. And we're trying to take these principles of how to set up lighting in a more cinematic way. Lighting that's used on set for big productions, for professional interviews, whether that's like 60 Minutes or CNN or whatever it is. Like, you know, big news. I
prefer Conan.
CNN. Conan, yeah, sure. Conan does lights.
I just thought it was funny. That's what you picked.
Well, that's like the
kind of boomer.
That's
right
probably the
there.
most
I know.
popular.
I'm like,
Who watches 60 Minutes?
Between Two Ferns,
Welcome to
I guess,
60
if you're a
Minutes.
millennial.
there you go. Now I know what you're talking about.
I've never actually watched an episode of it.
Eric
Oh my
Andre.
gosh, it's so funny.
Well, so the thing is, I'm thinking
Andre.
specifically of 3-point lighting, and those are usually big sets where they have like lights across the top. But the point is,
What are you talking about?
The point, let me finish, is we've been doing research on how to improve the quality of our productions. I say your name again. Did I say efficiency? Did it get you?
Let me finish.
I want to finish.
I just want to talk about lights. You care about lights, right?
No.
You care about the lights.
But you
What
got
is
to
it?
care about the
We're
lights.
researching things on the side to improve the quality and efficiency of our videos, and if you don't like that, too bad. All right.
Lighting is huge.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of things we're doing.
Lighting
all
is a
right?
big deal.
And we applied it to several of our shoots recently, and those have been some of the best looking shoots we've had. Gosh.
Still, Coach's
I'm getting aggressive.
Coach's
I'm
second
angry.
video is still one of my favorites.
I'm using my angry voice.
It's beautiful.
I'm beautiful. I'm scared. He's angry.
Somebody make him green.
Well, we're at an hour. I guess
Yeah.
this is the show.
I'm done. I'm done.
You done? He's like, I want to go home and eat some of my wife's food.
She only made for one.
I have to go home and edit.
Oh.
Yeah, I had a lot of shoots today, so I had to go home and
Well,
edit.
everybody pick something. I feel like it's only fair if David gets to pick something.
No.
to think
Well,
about.
thank you for tuning in. This has been TRIFLIX Cast episode 8. I don't really know what else to say. I'm going to switch it to Tristan so I don't have to talk anymore.
All right, fine. Here's the thing, kids.
We love you.
You bing bongs. If you like this type of stuff, you should hit subscribe and you should watch it on YouTube because that's what I think you should do. However, you're
you
your
could
own
also-
individual person.
Because you could also watch it on Facebook
And
or
you-
Instagram.
You can watch it wherever. You can listen
It's
wherever.
beautiful.
Here's the thing. Wherever you're listening, there's probably a review button. There's probably a like button. There's probably something you can do. I don't really know how it works on other platforms. But Cole uploads them there.
While he's watching CNN in 60 minutes,
I don't watch content.
he's like,
anywhere.
I'm not hitting that like button. Dang it.
I don't watch it anywhere, all right? I don't watch a lot of TV. I'm a boomer at heart. Just hit like, subscribe, share it with your friends, your grandma, your aunt, your uncle. I don't care, your dog. And have a great day. That's it. Go away. Go watch another podcast. I told you I'm aggressive.
Don't watch anything else.
I really hope you have a good day.
ad in the newspaper. TRIFLIX Cast. I tuned in on the radio on 11.2 FM.
Get that out of my house.
I quit.
On the next episode. Oh, we didn't talk about what we're talking about on the next episode. Next episode, Cole gets hired.